4 fragrances that I'll double up on. What does that mean? Double up means basically what it sounds like. Buy a second bottle off, a third bottle off, or just overall stock up on some backup bottles. Now, this video was a tag video idea from Big Beard Business, so thank you so much for tagging me in this wonderful idea. I'm disappointed in myself for not coming up with this idea myself, but thank you so much for tagging me anyway. So before we begin this video, leave down in the comment section below which fragrances that you would double up on yourself. So some of your favorite fragrances maybe, some fragrances that are hard to find maybe, just leave it down below and tell me which one you yourself would double up on. Yo, what's up guys, and welcome back to another video. Today we have 4 fragrances that I'll be doubling up on, or I want to double up on in the future. Now, this video will not only feature 4 fragrances in the designer realm, but also 4 in the niche realm later on in the video as a little bit of bonus to you guys. Also, I liked how Big Beard approached this video. The way he did it was he did not include any fragrances that were in his Keep 10 for Life niche or designer video. And I like that idea a lot because obviously Keep 10 for Life designers, Keep 10 for Life niche, I would love to double up on all of those fragrances so you guys are very, very familiar with those. So these 4 fragrances in designers and 4 for niche are not going to be fragrances that were included in those videos at all. So these are fragrances that I generally don't talk about all too much, but I still love them to death. So without further ado, let's jump into the first one. We're going to do all designers first. This first one, I just want to get this one out of the way because I could never imagine at all when I first planned this list that this one would make it into the list. And this one, yeah, super surprised because I looked at all my favorites, I look at what I wore a lot, I look at all the creative stuff, and this one just happens to slip through, and it's not anything that's super special. It's pretty plain Jane, but I like it a lot because of one thing that it does really well. It gets a lot of compliments. And this one is Versace Arrow's Flame. Now, when I first got this fragrance, you guys all know I was not impressed by it. I gave it a really lukewarm review at best, but the more I wear it, the more it just became like a compliment magnet for me. It's a super confident booster, and it just works off my skin. Like, I would say right now, pre-quarantine time, I guess, I would say 60 to 70% of the time, maybe even 75 to 80% of the time I wear this one out, I will get a compliment. It's like almost a no-brainer. If I'm wearing this and I'm seeing people that day, almost guarantee compliments. It's just one of those fragrances that just works like magic. I have no clue why it works so well, and a scent that is more or less, to me, very boring. It works so well. And man, I looked at this bottle and I was like, I didn't really want to put this one in here because it's just so boring. But I asked myself, honestly, if I run out of this, would I buy a second bottle of like, yes, I will, because I love getting compliments and it feels really good. This is one of those fragrances that, man, it just works. I mean, and when you find a fragrance that just works, it's hard not to buy a second bottle of it. So I had to be completely honest with myself that, yeah, I will be doubling up on this one. It is just that good off my skin, and man, Versace Arrows. This one, in comparison to the original Arrows, is a more oriental, I guess, more spicy, more dry, less minty, less on the sweet side of things, but overall the dry down is still the same. It's the same exact dry down. So the only difference is in the opening and maybe a little bit in the mid. So it's like an either or fragrance. You can own Arrows or you can own this one. It's really redundant to own both. For me, I like the Flame version more than the original because, you know, I like more oriental, dry, spicy type of fragrances. So this one I prefer more. But either one will produce pretty much similar results compliment-wise if it works off your skin well, which this one absolutely blaze off my skin. That's why I'll be doubling up on this one if it ever runs out. This next one is my old favorite, and this is one that I've doubled up on in the past. This is actually my 3rd bottle, I think, of this fragrance. So yeah, I have doubled up on this one quite a bit. This one is the first fragrance I ever reviewed on this channel, and if you're a day 1 fan, comment down below. I have no clue if any of you guys are left in here. If you're a day 1 Imagine Scent fan, please let me know. And this fragrance is Givenchy's Pie Neo. This one, clean, very clean. I like the light kind of dry citrus in here. To me, at the time, it smelled like the most unique fragrance known to man. I remember when I first started off in this journey, I smelled this one at Sephora and I was like, man, I just gotta have this. It just smells too good. It smells just too me. Oh man. And this is a fragrance that got me my first ever extremely memorable compliments. So I had this one girl, I was 17 at the time. I was in college. I'm not in actual college. I was in like a summer program at the college campus. She has like these huge, you know, thing. And like, and dude, she was just, oh man, so attractive. And yeah, I was completely friend zoned, as I was a lot when I was younger. And she saw me one day, she came and gave me a hug, and she held on for a very long time. She was like, Timmy, you smell so good. And that was it, man. That was Pi Neo, and I was like hooked on fragrances ever since. So this one will always have that special place in my heart. I'll never, ever be without Pi Neo, to be honest with you. If I run out, if I give this one as a gift, if I, you know, lose this one, I'll always repurchase a bottle for myself. So hopefully this one never gets discontinued ever, because I will be sad. And if there's ever news of this one getting discontinued in the future, I'm buying 10 bottles of this one just to have it forever and pass it down to my kids and my grandkids and generation down the line, to have them experience how amazing this fragrance is and what kind of kickstarted their grandpa or great grandpa's journey into fragrances. Yeah, I'm off the rails with this one, but this one smells fantastic, clean, easy to wear, highly recommended for anyone really. It smells relatively unique as well in comparison to a lot of other designers out there. It takes the woody citrus in kind of its own direction, so I really enjoy this one. Pi Neo by Givenchy. Check it out if you haven't done so yet. Next one here is another completely cop-out fragrance. This one is one that I would never want to put in this list, but I had to be honest with myself. That's why it's in here, but I never want to put it in here because of the backlash in the comment section. I can already hear you guys now. I can already see it. Timmy, you suck. Oh, you own so many fragrances, but you picked the shittiest one. How can you do this to us? That thing is synthetic, it's metallic, it's overplayed. It is the fragrance equivalent of the year 2020. Yes, I understand. All right, I understand, but it works so well, and this fragrance is Dior Sauvage, the original Dior Sauvage EDT. I worn over half of this bottle, and I asked myself, if I run out of this one, would I realistically repurchase another bottle? I do own the EDP, I own the very cool spray, I own the parfum, I own everything from this line. And would I repurchase the EDT again if I run out of the EDT? The answer is yes, absolutely yes. Every time I pick up this thing and smell it, it's still to this day the best blue fragrance out there. There's a lot of blue fragrances that comes close to me. Why Live is fantastic, Blue Chanel is obviously fantastic, but when I smell this, I'm like, damn, that's just the original. It's just the original. High quality blue, fresh shower gel vibe, super invigorating, super fresh, super attention grabbing, while still smelling like Dior, while still smelling like a high quality Dior fragrance at the same time. And really dude, there's just no replacing Dior Sauvage for me. Just absolutely no replacing Dior Sauvage in terms of the king of blue fragrances out there. This thing still smells, to me, the best. It's just pound for pound, quality of the scent, the performance, the scent trail, the alluringness of this fragrance, the originality of the scent is just, it's just the best. It's just no replacing this one. And again, like I said, I'm at half a bottle. If I ever run out of this one, I will have to repurchase it because I love this thing to death. I wore it a lot in Thailand. That's where I spend most of my bottle here. I wear it sometime in Las Vegas, but I wore it a lot more in Thailand when I was clubbing a lot, going to bars a lot, and it works wonders. It's just a tried and true fragrance for a lot of people's skin type. You can be anyone really and wear Dior Sauvage, pull it off and get a lot of compliments. It just works, and to me, again, still #1 king of blue fragrance out there. That's why it's still the most sold. That's why no other blue fragrances that came after it can even touch the level of legendary that this fragrance brought to this modern era. So Dior Sauvage definitely re-upping on this one. Now this last one is another old favorite that I'll always have for my collection. I have several bottles of this one already too. My original bottle that's almost empty is in Alaska, that one's I used in college a lot. But here in Vegas, I have 2 bottles of it, with maybe a 3rd one in the future on the way. I'm looking to buy one more. But yeah, this one is Armani Code by Giorgio Armani. This one holds extreme memory for me, extremely good memories. Tons of compliments during college time. You guys all know, I've told this story many times. I love going to bars. I love dancing. I love drinking. I love just being inebriated and dancing with a lot of my dancing partners at the bar or at the club. I have a few dancing partners and they all enjoy Armani Code off me. This one and Halloween Man by Jesus Del Pozo. Those 2 are my 2 most complimented clubbing fragrance or nights out fragrances of all time. This one, again, one of them. It is so good. And the way I have acquired Armani Code was very special. I got it for a surprise birthday, which was amazing. But this scent was the signature of my college years, and it's one that has worked for me numerous occasions. I wore this as a signature scent for the longest time, and I've had zero complaints about this one. Everyone who smelled this one loved it. All my ex-girlfriends who've smelled this one off me loved it. So yeah, lots of good memories with all those girls as well. Like I said, I'll never be without Armani Code. The original bottle for me, again, is in Alaska. I have this one now. This is the Casino edition. I don't know if you guys can see that, but there's an ace of spade in the back there. Very rare. I'm glad I'm able to grab this one. I also have a gold bottle edition. I think that was a 2013 gold bottle. This is like a 2008, 2010 Casino version. But my original bottle, I think, was a 2013 as well. A black 2013 bottle. Great fragrance. Extremely pleasant. It's a DNA that just works. Not a lot of people wear it nowadays. I've not smelled Armani Code off a lot of people now, but it's just still an amazing DNA. One that if you're in college, I highly recommend you to wear. I wore it a lot in college. It's worked for me every single time. So this is one that I can vouch 1000% that you should wear in college. It just works. And if you're an extrovert like I was in college, love going to the bar, love dancing, love drinking, love partying, this one works. Alongside another one, like I said, Jesus Del Pozo's Halloween Man. Those two are the 5 out of 5 nights out fragrance for college. And yeah, back to Armani Code. I'll never be without this bottle. So if I ever run out, I'll be doubling up on it for sure. And I don't think I'll ever run out though, because I already have like 3 bottles of it and maybe a 4th one on the way in the future. So yeah, I'm pretty well stocked. I'm gonna tag 2 people, Ashton from Gent Sense. So I know he's been tagged a bunch of times. We actually talk every day, me and Ashton, and we talk about how many tag videos are flying out around nowadays. But yeah, you're getting tagged in another one, dude. Like, I'm just gonna pile one more for you. The second person I'm gonna tag is Demi Rawling. I don't think she's done a list like this one yet. It'd be interesting to see which one she would double up on. Do a female one, do a male one, does not really matter. I just wanna see what you got. So yeah, that's it for this video today. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys all in the next one. Peace and bye.